Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Here we are. Again. I'm doing more masked diffusion. We got... today we're going to play with animated masks and what they do in Deforum, and then we're going to jump over to Pika Labs Discord, and we're going to play with their new encrypt text and encrypt image features. So similar to this mask diffusion where I was just generating images with regular stable diffusion and then animating them with Pika. Pika has actually added a cool thing where you can just do it yourself with a few different fonts and a few other things right in the prompt. So we're going to try that out and see what it looks like and see what we can do with it. But first I'm going to do some Deforum animations using Stable Diffusion ControlNet with the QRCode ControlNet. So animations like these, for instance, they're animated by using masks, like black and white animations, texture animations, to drive the diffusion of the image itself. So it would have a mask that looks like... let me pull one up real quick. Mask that looks like... Hello. I have too many files. Give me one moment. Here we go. It just occurred to me this might be loud. We'll see. No, you're off. All right, cool. And you are also off. Great. All right, so the mask here is what's driving the diffusion. So you just imagine that overlaid over the image. And then, the image is being animated based on what this driving image looks like. I have a tutorial on how to make these and other stuff like that. It's a live stream I did not last time, but the time before. So if you want to learn more about how it all works and how to do it yourself, we can do that. But otherwise, I'm just going to jump right into making some. I've already made the masks, so let's mess around and see what we get. I'm going to slide over to Chrome. This is Deforum. Here we are in Automatic 1111. So, quick overview of the settings. We're going to go hybrid video after generation, generate input frames. You don't need this checkbox. We're going to do optical flow, far and back, video depth, and then in the hybrid schedules, we're going to change the alpha schedule to 0. So what this is going to do is use the input video to drive the optical flow around the edges, but it will not take on the color of the image that we're making. So basically, we're able to use the motion, but it won't make it black and white. It won't impose that black and white vibe over it if you have your alpha schedule at 0. And then, as with hybrid video, you go back to your init video prompt, you paste your prompt in. So in my case, I'm going to go to the folder where I made them all, and I'm going to grab that one I just showed. You right click on it, copy as path, paste that path into here. I think I got an extra space here somehow. Does that file have a space in it? It does. All right, one sec. There we go. Oh. Okay. That's very weird. Let's try that anyway. And then ControlNet, enable ControlNet. We don't need a preprocessor for this. Use QRCode monster, which the link to it is in the description below if you want to download it. Oh, hey, thank you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I try to kind of bumble through this stuff, but hopefully people can pick up some fun stuff to play with. Weight schedule for ControlNet is 0.8. Let's try 80% for how much ControlNet affects the weight of the image. For a prompt, because this is the input video we're using looks like, one sec, looks like this. So let's try to do something that radiates up from the bottom, like smoke or fire or clouds or something like that. All right. So let's try sunrise on a beautiful beach, seagulls, clouds, and sunshine. We don't need to worry about the keyframes because we have an init video. It'll just do the length of the initial video. We're going to leave it at 512 by 512 and 25 steps on Euler A so that the animations are a lot faster for YouTube. If you want better looking ones, you can try different samplers at higher rates and see what you get. But I find Euler A or Euler A, however you say it, it's able to get coherence in as little as 5 to 10 steps. So it's good to use for something where you're using a strength of 80 in our case. So we're only using 20% of this run. So we're only going to get 20% of these frames, which is like 5. So it'll be like a 5-step animation. So we want to get a sampler that's going to be able to resolve at a step count that low. If I were to pick something like DPM2SA Keras, the one I like, I would probably crank the steps up to 50, 60, maybe even as high as 100. So I get 20 steps so that we're getting a nice resolution before the things happen. But again, that'll take 4 times as long to render. So let's just go back to Euler A and mess around, and you can mess around with all that stuff at home because, it makes for better runs sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm actually going to turn this strength down to 7. I want the frames to change a bit more often. We're going to use a cadence of 2, which means it's going to render a frame, and then it's going to interpolate and skip a frame, and then it's going to render the next frame. Makes for smoother animations when we're using these masks. Otherwise, they're incredibly flickery at 1. They look cool, but they flicker a lot. Everything else is set up. We're going to change the output FPS to 24 frames per second and click upscale. We don't need to interpolate, but we can. So we go film. Let's do slow-mo and just 2 by 2. And that should generate 12 frame per second animation, then interpolate the frames together and make it smooth so we can see what it looks like when it's done. You can also tell it to upscale, interpolate the upscaled video, but that takes a lot longer. So for the brevity of the stream, I'm going to leave it just upscale or just interpolating the 512 by 512 version. I believe that's all the things. Let's run one. What did I mess up? Ah, yes. ControlNet generate input frames. That's all good. Schedules internet video path does not exist. Okay. See temp. That's funny that all these files have a space in front of them. I wonder why that is. Let's change this file name to wave up. And let's grab the path. I must have typoed them in Blender. There we go. And ControlNet. Oh, that's why. You have to add it to ControlNet as well. I missed that step. The video has to be in ControlNet input video image path as well. Yeah, I'll try that one next. Night sky, painted by Van Gogh. Actually, let me switch OBS so that I'm sharing my screen. That way, when I preview them, you'll actually be able to see them and whatnot. Boop, and boop, and... there we go. Wrong display. There we go. I'll zoop that and cut this off. Perfect. Now I can do stuff where I can preview it and you can see it. Where were we? As you can see, we get pretty smooth motion, getting lots of things changing. It's a little flickery, but because we have the cadence set to 2, we're getting like some nice motion in between. If you have the cadence set to 1, they would flicker even more. Now, if we increase the strength, it will be less. Increase the strength, it'll change less, but it'll get a little overbaked. So we'll try one with 0.8 after. So you can see what I'm talking about there. Boing, 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 boing. Please feel free to put on some tunes of your own. I'm just not playing music on the stream so that it doesn't get copy stricken later. But yeah, pop some tunes on and vibe out. I've got some lo-fi on in the background. And yeah. Hopefully it's not coming through. I think my desktop audio is muted. Right on. All right, we can see how this looks. There's something really cool about simple geometry in nature. Normally I get about 12 iterations per second. Wonder why it's at 9. So we're doing about 8, well, not about, we're doing 8 steps per image. So out of 25, it does, whatever. I'm so dumb. 25 minus 8. 17 steps are done by the original image that comes before it, and then the remaining 8 steps are dreamed. So it only actually has to dream 8 steps per frame. If you had your strength at 0, it would ignore the first frame and just generate an entire new image for each frame. So like the way Deforum works is it grabs the frame before and then it mixes it with the dream of the new frame. And you can change the prompt, you can schedule everything else, so you can change this stuff. Make it react to beats, make it react to just BPM, time, all that stuff. This one's almost done, and then it will upscale, and then it will interpolate. Right now it is making the video, upscaling the video, and then it will do an interpolation run, which takes a little while. But then we'll see what the slow motion looks like. I'm going to guess it's just going to be like a slideshow, like very flickery and not super awesome. But yeah, I'll try it out. So now it's interpolating the source images. If you had it set to upscale mode, it would interpolate the upscaled frames, and it would take, I don't know if it's twice as long or 4 times as long for double the resolution, but it takes longer. $277. All right, cool. It's making the video, and now we can have a look-ski at what it's done. This is the anatomy of a Deforum run. We got the frames, all the PNG files, and then all the options for the video are recorded as MP4s. We have our ControlNet input frames, the hybrid video input frames, interpolated frames, and the upscaled frames. So when you're done, you can actually erase a bunch of this. You don't actually need any of this stuff anymore. And if you're not going to use the original images and you only want the video, you can really delete these too. Save you a bunch of space. But the way it's set up, it leaves lots of options. So let's check out the upscaled version. It's pretty nice. Looks good. Let's check out the slow-mo version. That's actually pretty good. We got some nice motion, got some nice flow. And twice as long, which is good for social media. A lot of flickering as the stuff changes, but because of the motion, it's kind of cool. It's like it's just pushing it out of the way. And of course, the original video, which should look a lot like the upscaled one, just lower quality. All right, let's try Van Gogh. I'm just going to increase my strength by just a little bit here. Let's go 75. So it can only do black and white. And they have to be like constant black and white. Otherwise you get lots of blur. It interprets gradients and like grayscale stuff as blurry. So you could use it to blur sections of the area, but it wouldn't work exactly like that. But this is just the ControlNet, QRCode ControlNet stuff I'm talking about. If you do complex animations, there's lots of other ways to do ControlNet stuff, depth and canny, line art, all that stuff. You can use those in various stacks to drive the videos. So like I've got a bunch of animations that I've done with just motion graphics from Blender as the input and using that to drive the animations, and it works great. But this particular method, the one we're using today with QR codes, has to be a black and white constant image. No ease, no gradient, no anything. This one's pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like. To preview, I use a program called DJV. It lets you could just right-click on any PNG file and open it with DJV and then just hit spacebar and it'll play it back for you so you can see what you got before it's done, which is great for iteration because if your run sucks, you can just stop it. This is really cool. This one came out really, really good. Excited to see what the final result looks like. And just for understanding the speed, I have a 3090. So this is on a 3090. So if you have 3060, 3070, 3080, it'll just be a little bit slower. But you should still be able to do all this stuff. You only need more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM when you want to do SDXL or stable warp fusion. Sometimes training your own stuff, you need more than 8 gigabytes. But if you have 8 gigabytes of VRAM, you can do all this stuff with 3060, 3070, 4060, 4070, all that stuff. I just got the 3090 to have the 24 gigs of VRAM to give me more headroom to play with the bigger toys. But now a lot of that stuff's available on the cloud. So yeah, if I would only recommend getting a 3090 or a 4090 if you're really want to like get deep into the research and trying brand new stuff. Otherwise, you can just use online tools for most of this. Save your money, buy some credit somewhere. Drinking my extra large coffee in my stably diffused apartment. Do you like my apartment? I'm going to try and do a different apartment every stream. It's fake. Oh, look at this cool sectioning that's going on here. Let's have a look. Ski. Open with DJV. Boom. Oh, yeah, that is cool as hell. Good prompt idea. Yeah, definitely. Just new stuff on the walls. Let's add a VLC, and we're just going to keep adding the animations we make today to it, and I'm going to put it in the corner so they're just constantly running. AISD, WebUI, outputs, image to image. All right, what have we made today? We made this one and this one. Well, that one's not done yet, so we'll add that after. Boop. And whoa, I think I got it backwards here. There we go. Nope. That's okay. Yeah, I'll post it to my Discord if you want to join there. Drop it over in the main chat. Where's that? General. AISD. You. There it is. Is it done? It is. Let's have a look at the final. That's really cool. All right, let me add that to the play box. Add files. There we go. Okay. Let's slide over to Blender and make a new mask, because these are getting kind of boring. Let's do this from scratch. Add a plane. Move your camera to 0. Rotation to 0. Pull the camera up above the plane and change the perspective type, the type to orthographic. The scale to 2. And you know what? I'm gonna make some tall videos. I've been wanting to make some like Instagram style videos. So let's go 1080 by 1920. Yeah, but instead let's go 720 by 1280 because we don't actually need super duper duper high res for this. So that should perfectly catch the edges. Yep, we're good to go. All right, so let's go to the plane, add a material, an emissive material. Get rid of all the stuff around the edges. We'll go to the world. We'll change the background color to black. Then in camera mode, we will turn the viewport display passepartout all the way up so that we just see what we're making. And finally, go to color management in the render window and change it from filmic to standard in view transform. And that will give you a black and white image you can get started with. Back to our material. Let's pull this over, add ourselves a shader editor. Get rid of the sidebar by hitting N. Drag this over, scroll this up, and here we are. This is our environment we can build shaders with. So color ramp, add that, and now we have a black and white color ramp. We're going to change it to constant because, as I said, gradients are not our friend in this certain setup. Black and white, 50% of each. So this is our simple thing. We're going to add a simple texture. Let's add a texture. Let's do a Voronoi texture. Yes, we're going to do a F1, smooth F1. I'm going to turn the smoothness down so that they're connected but not super connected. And I think we're going to add a math node. We are going to add a wave texture and plug that into the math node. And we are going to animate our phase offset. Let's go 280 frames like the other ones. Phase offset 0 to tau. T-A-U, tau. Now we'll turn off our viewport denoising and then it'll look a lot better. And then we will add a mapping node and a texture coordinate node. And we'll switch to object mode so that it's centered in the middle. Simple mapping, simple thing. 0.25. Now anything we change in any of these will still keep us having a perfect loop the whole time, which is really cool. So you can just go in and start playing with stuff, changing things, messing with values. That one's interesting. Change you to Z. Rings. Interesting. That's starting to look like something. So now we can use this this animation to drive the diffusion. I like that it's going in, but I think I would prefer that it goes out. So instead of animating to tau, all I have to do is animate to negative tau. Mouse over the thing you want to change, press I, and then that'll set the keyframe. So now it's going to go out instead of going in. It's also a little slow. So instead of negative tau, I'm going to go negative tau times 2. And that should make for a more compelling animation. Hopefully. Hey, Tequila Guru. Yes, this is Blender. We are blending currently, making a mask, and then we're going to take that mask into Stable Diffusion and make an animation with it. Cool part about this is you can actually use random stuff again. You can, you can play with any of these, and the animation will always loop perfectly. Go with 5 where we started. That might be cool, the way the little balls like bonk into each other. Boink, 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 boink. Yes, I think that's cool. Don't be afraid to change the math value functions too, to subtract, to multiply, to whatever. You know, different things do different things. If you're doing something like subtract and you're not getting what you want out of it, feel free to add another math node, drop it in here, and you can use add to like increase or decrease the effect. So just find your super happy thing. This will always loop as long as this is going from 0 to tau, or tau times 2, or tau times 3, tau times 4. Yeah, so let's go back to where we were. I think we were in add. Yeah, this is fine. I'm going to use this animation. I like it. It prefers having a black background and white action. So right now this is backwards, so all we have to actually do is just move this to here, move this back. So now where it's black, nothing's going to happen. Where it's white, things are going to happen. One thing to remember is try to make sure you don't have any time when it's just all black. You have to have a little bit of motion at all times. In this case, we can increase and decrease that by playing with the scale of the wave texture. So the higher the scale, the more chance there's going to be things happening, you know, all the time. But you also want to find that happy medium where it's not too much motion, too much stuff happening, because that will also break the effect. So maybe this is the way to go. Yeah, I mean, you can do this all day unless you commit to something. You're, you know, it is what it is. So let's get some action. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to just say it's done, and I'm going to render it. So see temp. We're going to call this one Instagram. I don't know, circle wave out. And we don't need the PNG files for this. We only need the videos. So we can go to FFmpeg video, encoding, change it from Matt Strodka, which is an MKV file, to MPEG-4, and change your output quality to perceptually lossless. That'll give you the best settings for video exports from Blender. Render, render animation. Oh, I guess you can't see that. One sec. There we go. Blender. So up to render and then render animation. It's going to spit the animation out right quick. Oh yeah, let's try that. Psychedelic tie-dye. Doing these type of animations is pretty quick on any GPU, really. Eevee is fast. If they were Cycles animations, it would take longer, but yeah, we're just using Eevee. Well, Cycles is fast for this stuff, but if you wanted, like, yeah, you don't need any of the path tracing stuff because this literally just needs black and white values. Okay, so I have a feeling this one's actually going to be kind of glitchy, but let's try it out. So we'll go with the width of 720. Is that divisible by 8? No, it is not. So let's go 704-ish and 1280. It's one thing to check with when you're using these is you've selected a resolution that you have to hit up or down to get the right values. If it's the wrong number, if it's not one of these numbers, it will break when you use ControlNet. So we're going to use the one that's closest to the value. We did 720, so 704 is closer than 768. So let's try 704. And 25 steps. We'll keep everything the same. And then we're going to try a psychedelic, rainbow, tie-dye, goopy, liquid paint. Let's try that. Hybrid video, everything else is set the way it was set before. Output's all fine. Let's hit it. Now this animation is going to take longer because it's got a higher resolution, but results should be pretty cool. So let's see. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't change the video that we're using as the input. So we're going to go over to the video we just made, which is in here, and we're going to right click on the video, copy as path, and then paste it into the two places, our ControlNet input video and our init video init. Image init, you don't actually have to do this. I just do it because I'm anal. Just turn your strength all the way down to 0 and generate. Old habit from something Deforum used to do. Okay, this should be using our new mask, and it will take, this thing is guessing about 10 minutes to render. This number is usually closer to correct, but we'll see. Okay. So we're just going to let this one render, and I'm going to slide over to Pika, and we're going to play with their new tool, their new toys. Yeah, this one's looking good. I think it'll be a cool one. All right, let me get over to Pika. Is this Pika? Is this Pika? Is this Pika? Pika. There's Pika. All right, let's go to Pika. And generate one. Actually, I wonder if I can just use the bot like this. Hello, bot friend. So encrypt. Yep, encrypt text. Let's do hello. And the prompt is waving trees in the jungle. Okay. Oh, we can add an image. That's cool. Play with that after. How do I erase that? Go away, please. I think I broke it. And font. Oh, okay, we can pick our font. Let's try Baja's font. I really wish I hadn't clicked image because I think I broke it. So let's try that again. Encrypt text. The message is hello. The prompt is waving trees in the jungle. And the font is Bauhaus. Let's try that. Boop. So you can sign up for Pika for free. The link's in my description below. And you can just play with this stuff yourself. No worries. It's really fun. We'll just bounce back and forth, see how our animation's doing. Maybe I should move you over here. Yeah, I think that's the idea. Whoa, that's looking trippy. Let's see what the preview looks like. Yep, I think this one's going to be pretty cool. Like goopy tie-dye spider webs. Oh, that's cool. So that was the encrypt text function. We got hello in the trees. And we got some camera movement. Let's try encrypt text purrs. And the prompt, adorable teddy bear playing a guitar in the forest. Let's try that. One day I'll have all these OBS overviews set up properly. One day. Yeah, it's really fun. I don't work there or anything. I just like it. I kind of see purrs a little bit. I do like this guitar, this sort of double neck situation we got going on here. Kind of cool. Oh, you can really see it when it's small. The larger it is, it's harder to see, but it's a lot easier to see when it's small. So that's one thing about this is like having the ability to invert it is really good. So when you're doing this with Stable Diffusion, when you make the images, you have the power to invert them. So hopefully Pika will allow that at some point for the images that we upload to be able to just have an invert flag to invert the colors on the input image, because sometimes having the text white and the background black is a completely different composition than the other way around. Yeah. Darker stuff moves less, lighter stuff moves more. Yeah, etc. All right, let's try encrypt text. I wonder how like big the word can be, or if it can be like a phrase. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I feel like this is just going to be goo. A quick brown fox jumping over a lazy dog. 20 or fewer characters. That explains it. So, whoops. Okay, let's try encrypt text. Dog go. And we'll do adorable puppy. Puppies. Let's have a look at our animation. How's it doing? A lot slower than the other one, but it's coming along. Go away, Blender. There it is. And let's check the preview. Well, this is pretty cool. I don't know what it is about streaming. It always makes me yawn. I'm not tired. I'm drinking a giant coffee. If you see me yawning, try not to yawn. It's not intentional. Doggo. Encrypt text. Cute. Prompt adorable kittens. It is 3:45 here in the afternoon. I'm on that New York time. I'm not in New York, but same time as New York. All right. Well, this is going. Let's make a mask. That's been the nicest part of the new command in Pika is encrypt text and encrypt image. So with encrypt text, you can just type the text you want to add, and then with encrypt image, you can upload a mask. I think you can upload a mask with the text as well, but I'm not sure how that works exactly. Maybe it... I don't know. Maybe... Oh, it probably tries to put the mask into the image you've made and then animate with it. Cute. So, now I'm curious. Encrypt text. So, art cops. And we'll do Miami Vice. Can I do camera zoom out? Let's see if the camera's stuff works with the encrypt text. Oh, no worries. This is... Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's on Pika, and they added... where are we? Yeah, they added like a QR code thing, basically, where there's like 5 fonts, and you can put in text, or you can upload your own masks with encrypt image. So it's similar to the Illusion Diffusion Hugging Facebook, but then you get all the motion from Pika as well. So it's pretty cool. So if you uploaded like a spiral mask and then you asked it for like a sunset, it would be like a moving spiral sunset. You know what? I bet you I could add the terminal window to the... Oh no, I forgot the terminal window thing capture doesn't work in OBS. Whoops. Discord. Art cops. Yeah, okay. So it's definitely the camera controls work too. That's cool. Let me get Discord back up. Sorry about that. Discord, where were we? Yeah. Art cops. As with anything in Pika, if you go encrypt text, you click the little thingy, you do your thing. So the message, we go... world peace, and then the prompt is war, soldiers fighting. You see this +2 more? You can click font, pick your font, and then the other one is to upload an image for the prompt itself. All right. How is our animation doing? Ooh, not too bad. Almost done-ish. I think because of how long these take, I'll save the tall ones for later when I'm alone. But we'll go back to square ones because they're faster. We can get our results quicker and see what we're working on. But, so while this one finishes, let's jump over to Blender. Let's change our camera resolution to... I've been doing 1024 by 1024 for these. Yeah. There's a bunch of node groups available, like FX nodes and a few other ones. I'm going to use some of those in this. These are not stock Blender nodes, but you can just buy the pack. I believe it's $15. It's worth every penny. It's called FX nodes. It's available on Gumroad. Get the link. All right, I'm going to drop that link into the chat. So this is what I use for a lot of my textures, patterns, and mapping nodes to get cool looking patterns in my textures. It just extends the abilities of Blender stuff out to, you know, those of us who don't completely understand the math. So we got our wave texture. I can remove the Voronoi texture, our wave texture. This might actually explain what's going on a little better. This wave texture is just going to do this forever. So we can add stuff into this, subtract it, divide it, ping pong, modulo, all that stuff. And because this animation is always happening, whatever else we add into it will always happen over the course of the same time. So we can add a grid into this. If you plug in the vector, you'll have the same object mapping. And now we have a grid that's being pulled open by this circle, the thing. Which is quite extensible, as you can imagine. Now the detail in this would be too fine, probably, for what we're working on. Maybe not, but it'll probably just be glitchy. That might work. But yeah, basically, you know, you can start messing around. And you can also add nodes before and after the case. Add another math node, plug something else into it. We can add another grid. Really break this up. Scale one grid on top of the other. All of a sudden we get some really cool possibilities here. So this one, the scale is at 32. This one, the scale is at 16. So we could even add in another one. Where the scale is 8. And then we get really fun stuff. Yeah, you can... yeah, the noise isn't really the issue. Adding anything that isn't just black or white will add blur. So if you wanted the edges to be blurry, you could do that. But there's other control nets other than QRCode for all this stuff. So ideally for that, you would want to use like a depth control net or line art control net or a combination of the two to get blurry edges and stuff like that. The stuff I'm doing today is literally just QRCode monster. I'm going to remove all these grids. I hate them. Tell them I hate them. Let's go back to this. Another cool thing about the wave texture is you can use distortion, and because it's a cyclical wave, no matter how weird it gets, it's always going to perfectly loop. Whoa. Just jamming here, seeing what's going on. Yeah, they do. Oh, this might be cool. Yeah. Let's try this. Wee. Yeah, let's try that. Let's call this reverse whirlpool. All right. Oh, animation's done. Let's have a look at it. Well, that's pretty cool. I think it could even go twice as fast. It's very organic. Gloopy. Gloopy. All right. Where were we? Okay, let's get this back to 512 by 512. ControlNet. We'll go back to where we just made our image, this thing. Copy as path, paste. Paste. As you can imagine, you get pretty quick with the workflow after a little while. Let's try an Art Deco one. Oh, hey, Haiti. Thanks for coming by. I'd love to see what you do with this stuff. Psychedelic rainbow tie-dye goopy liquid paint. 24. Blah, 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 where were we? Let's turn off the interpolation because I don't care anymore. It's just wasting time. None. Just make blah 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 blah. You're good. You're good. You're good. Run. 275 is good. Oh, I did a dumb. Forgot to turn off the motion. This should look better now. This is good. 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 All right, let's try that. Oh, we didn't prompt it. Let's try Art Deco architecture. 1970s mid modern buildings. I think this one's going to be cool. Wobbly and trippy. I'm going to jump back over to Pika, see what we're doing there. What did I say? World peace? Kind of reads. So yeah, these are cool. I think I still get better results just making my images in ControlNet first and then bringing them into Pika, but it's so handy to be able to drop words in there if you want. So let's encrypt the word satisfying into a GUI liquid animation with the camera rotating clockwise. Pika added camera controls not too long ago. They're super cool. Oh, you're just seeing my whole Discord window. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Pika's really good at water and yeah, anything that's just like anything that's liquid or organic or stuff swaying in the trees and things like that. It's really good at all that. Did I go to the wrong window somehow? Okay, I think that'll fix it. I don't know. Oh yeah, big time. Actually, I have a plugin for Blender that does camera control stuff. You can get it here. Pers, Beats, Blender. I swear I had a link for it. GitHub, Pers, Blender, camera. Maybe they took it down. Projects. Repos. There it is. Blender AI keyframes. So with this, you can actually make your camera movements in Blender and then import them into Deforum. It'll generate a keyframe strings for your camera controls based on what your camera's doing in the scene, or based on whatever's doing in the scene. You can make a box expand to the beat and then use that and export the camera controls to get the exact right animation type thing you're looking for. Let's see. Satisfying. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, it's really good at motion of like liquid and like goo and stuff like that. It didn't seem to rotate at all, so maybe the camera rotate clockwise. Strange. How's the animation looking? Almost done. With the high strength, you see how we get a lot of this noise dither pattern? That'll happen when your strength is high. But the other side of that was when your strength is too low, it's very flickery and it changes too much. So, pick the devil, the devil you want. The upscaler does a pretty good job, like the built-in one, of just sort of like making it into a texture instead of just like dithered noise. But yeah, that's what causes this sort of overbaked texture look, is having your strength too high and no movement in that area. So you could turn your strength down, but it gets more flickery, or you can just try another run. I'm going to turn my strength down to 70%. I'm going to run another one, but I'm going to do, let's try I mean, I do love pizza and sushi. That's pretty much my go-to. So let's try delicious pepperoni pizza. Yeah, let's try a delicious pepperoni pizza that rotates. Is it possible to pick a different prompt for each color? Sort of. That's actually what QRCode does. Like, you'll notice where it's black, it's doing one thing. Where it's white, it's doing something else. I believe there are layers for automatic 1111 and extensions that allow you to do true masked diffusion. Pardon me, I keep yawning. Allow you to do true masked diffusion where you can say, where it's red, I want cars. Where it's green, I want trees. Where it's blue, I want sky. Where it's, et cetera, et cetera. So, yes, I think it's possible, but I don't know how, and I haven't really played with it much. So, I think that's called masked diffusion or multi-diffusion, but I'm not quite sure how to actually control it and how to use it, and I've never really tried beyond what this QR code ControlNet is doing, where it's just sort of prompting two different things for the black and white areas. But they're sort of tangentially related to the prompt at large versus the multi-diffusion stuff where you would actually literally be able to say, I want the blue stuff to be water all the time. That would be great, because then you could do a simple block out in Blender, run a camera through it, and then just diffuse to your heart's content until you get a scene you really like. I don't like those white pepperonis. They need to go back in the oven. Pika, where'd you go? There you are. Waterfall. All right, let's try one of our masks with Pika's mask engine, because I haven't tried that yet. Encrypt image. Let's do vibrant, lush jungle scene with one of my masks, which, where are they? Downloads. There. Come get your fractal pizza. Yummy. I love how burnt the crust gets over time. Then it just turns into more of the table. If your food is doing this, do not consume it. Do not consume it. You will get sick. That's pretty cool. Let's do that same prompt. We'll try that same prompt, but camera, zoom out. We'll outpaint. Yeah, I really like the way the QRCode ControlNet in particular separates the black and white stuff. Like it's, yeah, it's very cool. Other control nets are really good at masking stuff off. Like you can get poses and faces and all kinds of things to match, but this is a whole other way of tripping the AI into dreaming into weird spots. Lovely, lovely, lovely pizza. I really, really hate the white, really hate the white pepperonis. Not a fan. I'm just going to assume it's some kind of turkey. And then it turns into salami, of course. All right. Well, pizza was cool. What if we do dangerous whirlpool, stormy weather, clouds, lightning, cumulonimbus, heavy rain, turbulent wind, and perfect storm. Probably too much. Yeah, I think turning the strength down was the move. I think we'll get more interesting animations that way. Oh, cool. I mean, as you imagine, you just drop a company logo in there and you're off to the races, like Nike swoosh. I want it the other way. Yeah, I want this. Where are you, swoosh? Am I blind? Oh, it's an AVIF. Gross. We just want a simple Nike swoosh. Will this one work? No, it's an AVIF as well. Okay. I'll just invert this one, I guess. One cool thing is go to photop.com. You basically get Photoshop for free. Where were we? No, Chrome. Yeah. Photop.com. And so all I want to do is invert the image, Control-I, export as PNG. And then it'll be in my downloads folder. So now I can go back to Pika, encrypt image. We're going to add the Nike swoosh from our downloads folder. And the prompt will be field of corn swaying in the wind. So Nike corn shoes. Okay, and then back to animation. Let's have a look at it. Nike animation, where'd you go? This animation thing. Downloads. AISD, here you are. DJV. I think the motion is too slow. So one way to do that is to like increase the speed of the animation in Blender. So we got this animation, which is nice, but it is too slow. So how would I speed it up? I would go into my phase offset, and instead of tau times 2, let's try negative tau times 4. So now it should be twice as fast as it was, and it should do some cool stuff. All right, export, render animation, cool. And let's try that. All right, text image. Whoops. Let's go back to Photon. Deforum. I'm going to interrupt this one because it's too slow. Oops, did I just overwrite my video? I think I did. Yeah, magic. I would have broke the animation anyway. All right. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't have, but that's okay. Pixel perfect, hybrid video, blah, blah, blah. You're all good. In it, same video because I replaced it. And let's try. How about generative art? Spray paint on concrete. Spray paint on concrete. Graffiti. Solar system. Spray paint on concrete. Now, what does this error mean? Given groups 1, weight size of 320,833, expected input, blah, 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 to have 8 channels. We got 9 channels instead. 2D mode, that's all good. Hybrid video, all this stuff is the same as it was. ControlNet, maybe pixel perfect is not the way to go. I think that's the only thing I changed. Oh, interesting. 512 by 512. Keyframe's the same. Strength is 0.7. Did I mess up the prompt? No. Init path is fine. Is there something wrong with the video, perhaps? Render it one more time. Maybe I tried to run it before the video was done rendering or something. Boop. Okay. Render videos rendered. Monster. Reversible whirlpool. Oh, I wonder if it's because like the input images aren't the same as the thing because it thinks it's the same video as it was before. So let's try this. Add -2 to it. 280-2. Init -2. Weird. Run Deforum. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to restart. Let's Go over here. Just kill this. Start it up again. All right, and we're back. Try running it again. Sometimes just reboot, restart automatic. Clearly something got messed up there. Oh, no, never mind. So it's got to be these settings. I don't know what I messed up, but at some point I must have messed something up. Let's copy his path, make sure that's right. Nothing changed. Okay, let's start over. 127001, blah, 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 blah. Deforum. 7. Motion 1. Prompts. Was generative art. Graffiti. Solar system. Oh, solar system. Spray paint on concrete. Alright, and then in it is this. ControlNet. Monster. 0.8, and then ControlNet path is that. Hybrid video after generation. Input, generate input frames, not first frame. Optical flow. Far and back, video depth, and 0 of what? 24. Upscale. Run. Now that is just crazy. Is it the video itself? 1024 by 1024, everything's fine. Interesting. Let's try a different video. Copy his path. Why so broken? Huh. Well, something is definitely broken, and I don't know what. See, Tempex flower, blah, blah, blah. .7. Zoom is 1. Am I out of hard drive space, maybe? No. Well, I don't get it. All right, let's Google it. Oh, I know why. Whoops, that one didn't work at all. Interesting. Oh, yes, it did. You can see the Nike swoop in the air a little bit. That's cool. All right, go away, Blender. Yeah, that's why. It's the wrong Wrong model. Dumb. Dumb. So we can go back to our new video that we made, because it'll definitely work. Copy as path. Init. Video init. You. Run. Yep. Let's try that. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, I have been streaming for over an hour and a half. Stand up, stretch your legs. I'm going to take a little stand up, stretch my legs break, and put on some videos while this one renders. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Bye-bye. Perfect timing. It's just finishing now. All right. All right. Let's see. What's it look like? Let's see. AISD thing. Oop. Yeah, that's a good speed. That is trippy as hell. I like when this planet like goes whoop. Yeah, this one. Whoop. That's great. All right. Okay. Yeah, those look cool. Let's run another one and make a mask while we do it. Prompt. I just had an ADHD moment there. MC Escher. Is that how you spell that? Yeah. Tessellations. That's a cool one. Stairs. Intricate maze. Labyrinth. Spirals. See if we get a cool quantum realm. All right, let's get over to Blender and make something cool. Hit the little shield to save, and then hit this little button here to add a new material. So every time you make one, you can go back to them. And this will duplicate the settings when you hit this button. And this one saves it. So now we can delete the spiral. And if I want the spiral back, I go back to this material. My new material, I can get to work. Easy peasy. All right, let's get a new pattern in there. Like, I don't know. Simplex grid? Yeah, hit it. All right. Ooh, this might be cool. Huh. I think this one will be glitchy, but I think it'll look cool. Interesting. Yeah, you see every time... Oh, you can't see my mouse cursor. One sec. Maybe I can fix that. Yeah, okay. Everywhere you see, like here, watch when these close up. You see how they close up right here? And yeah, where my mouse is right now. Watch when those little things, the white overtakes the black and they close up. That causes a glitch. I don't know why, but it does. So what'll probably happen is this will have like rings of glitches around it. So let's test my theory. I'm going to call this hexagonal gears simplex. No, I'm going to call it simplex grid gears. Yeah, everywhere that it sort of, these little spots get folded in, there will probably be glitches. I'm thinking like a nuclear reactor or something for this one will be the way to go. Render, render, render. Ooh, this one's going to be cool. Let's check it out. Okay, and then DJV. It's a little too like hand-drawn, I think, for my taste, but it's pretty trippy. For some reason, this stuff looks really cool with like photography. I'm gonna interrupt this one. It's all right. It's not my favorite. Temp. Where's my hex gears? There you are. Copy link. Paste. Paste. All right. Let's try. What did I say I wanted to try with this one? Oh yeah, nuclear reactor, toxic waste, glowing valves and gauges, nuclear atomic machinery. Let's try that. Oh, let's try photography, Fujifilm 35mm lens, camera words, and realistic vision instead of photon. Maybe we can get some cool old Russian nuclear type looking stuff. Whoa. Oh, probably the glowing gauges. You know what? Forget the nuclear stuff. I think I know what to do. Watch, timepiece, mechanical, timekeeper, clock, internal, gears. Doesn't look real. Photograph, 35mm lens, Fujifilm. Still doesn't look like a photo, but whatever. Let's see what it does. Might need more steps, different sampler. It's hard to say without jamming more on it. See if it's glitchy or blurry. See if my theory was anywhere near reality or not. Not too glitchy, actually. Interesting. Looks cool, though. How do I loop it? There we go. It's definitely blurry. What if that's because the motion is too fast? What's the scale? That's kind of cool. Before we do that, though, Save that. Make a new material. Then mess with it. That's pretty cool. No, I like this one better. That's trippy. That might make for some interesting movement. Because remember, only the white stuff's going to change. Let's try that one. It's an inverted one. This one's pretty cool. It'd be cool to do like a really long one of this. It's so satisfying to watch stuff change, but like with patterns. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder. Why? Oh, because you're not running into the wave texture. Right. Guess I can't get them both. That's fine. What's the mask do? Oh. bet that'll look cool as shit. Let's do that. Call you Gooey Gears. Flash, flash, flash. All right. How did this make out? Yeah, I really like watching that. I love all the weird words in it. Yeah, that would be a good pre-stream clock for sure. Okay, so that's kicked. That's good. That's done. And now let's go to the folder temp. Grab the animation. Copy as path. And where's Deforum? Init. Yep. And ControlNet. And the prompt is flowing lava down a rocky volcano, eruption, ash and fog. Let's try that. Crazy. You can really see the simplex grid in it because the black stuff never changes, so you get like a really uniform edges. Only the white stuff's changing. Let's see what it looks like. Not Photoshop. The oldest version of Photoshop ever. Go away, please, Photoshop. I'm begging you. I made a mistake. That's pretty cool. Cool. What happens if you mix? Interesting. Let's just add them. Now, why is that? I gotta think this through. Ah, that's why. That's why. I'm dumb. Okay, there we go. And then, so X and Y. Oh, that's weird. They don't. You'd think they would fight with each other more. So these ones are going X and these ones are going Y, but they're not. They don't seem to be doing what I want them to do. Oh, that's interesting. A little hard on the eyes. Math. Oh, I see why. Yeah, no. That's so weird. Why is that happening? Okay. Oh. Because I'm dumb. Gotta animate them both. Things I thought I did in my head for 500, Alex. Okay. What? See? Rings? Rings. Is the... Whoa! Okay, that's interesting. So one thing I could do then is make a value and plug it into the scale, and then add a math node that multiplies it by 2. And then whenever and then we can... Oh, wow. Okay. So I think it's 0.5. Yeah, that is trippy. Okay. And go here. This value goes here. Subtract. Oh, that's neat. Make a sign or a triangle. Too harsh. Saw? It's kind of nice. They're both saw. No. Triangle. We get the hard cuts. No. Sign. Yeah. Goopy's better than hard cuts. .75. That's interesting. That might be kind of neat. All right, let's try that. Wobble rings, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just used to do it like that. I do this a lot in Blender anyway, so kind of like this is the workflow I'm most comfortable with, but you could totally do this in After Effects too. My problem with After Effects is it's just so slow. Super powerful, though. No doubt about that. Oh, lava's done. Let's check that out. Lava, where are you? Whoops. There we go. That's really cool. It like keeps that triangle simplex pattern pretty coherently throughout the whole thing, but you get lots of motion in between them. Trippy. Yeah. It's like whenever you're out of hard drive space, just check your After Effects cache folder. It's always the problem. All right, temp. Copy as path. I'm going to try the same prompt, but with this video. See what we get. Did I do that right? No. That's what I need. Copy as path. Paste. Paste. Yeah, not rocky. Let's just try flowing lava. Well, that's insane looking. Just let that run. Creepy. Let's kill the threads. Whoa, okay. Trippy. Trippy, trippy, trippy. Maybe too much detail, but we'll see. Interesting. How does it add? Right. And then chill on the distortion. Ooh. That might be interesting. More weight. Cool. That should be up and down. Oh, okay. That's cool. I like the different types of motion. We got like 3 stacked speeds of motion going on here. Right. Same thing sideways. Center we get the cut. Yeah. What a triangle. Ooh, I like that. That feels more organic. Okay. Call this one a throb ring. It feels like it's throbbing. Oh. Got some unwanted darkness here. Wonder why. Always, never, don't throw more RAM at the problem. Maybe too much motion in this one. It doesn't seem to know what to alleviate or to accent. The center looks cool though. We'll let it run. It's almost done. Let's try that Nike swoosh again. Encrypt image. And then downloads. Oops, Nike. Where'd you go, Pika? There you go. Ah. Oh, super annoying. There we go. And then beautiful sunset, Miami Beach. Camera zoom in because we got room. Okay, let's get that video out of the temp folder. Copy as path, paste, paste. Let's try new prompts. Oh, I wonder if that was weird because it wasn't on pixel perfect mode. Curious. Right on. Yeah, because you could just, like, once you got a cool animation, you could just copy it, like the mask input, like copy it like 7 or 8 times and then make like 3-minute videos of the same animation over and over again, but diffusing new stuff every time. I barely see it. Let's try it. The other one we've had, the actual white on black one. Encrypt image. This one. Same thing. Beautiful sunset, Miami Beach, camera zoom in. All right. How's this look? Looks trippy. That's cool. Yeah, I have to do some super long ones of these. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's cool. Don't they have to play with it some more? The the encrypt image and encrypt text is really fun. All right, let's check out this last animation. And then I think I'm going to call it a day. But if you want to run through this process again, this video or the 2 before it, I go through this whole process in painstaking detail. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter, on Discord, etc., etc. And yeah, we'll chat it up. Stuff's really fun. Image to image images, and there it is. And let's have a look at it. That's really cool. I think with a higher strength, we'd get more coherent stuff, but I actually really like the sort of zaniness of it. It's really cool. Again, nature and geometry. So awesome. All right, well, I'm going to call it a night. That's a good stream for me. Everybody have a good one, and it was super nice hanging out, and I will see you very soon. I'll probably be back on in a day or two, depending on the schedule. Thanks for coming out.